Hello, in today's video we are going to be reviewing how to submit a request in Workfront, how to provide feedback in Word and PDF during the copy phase, as well as providing feedback in Workfront proof as well as approval. With that said, I will hand over to Sarah for the new creative request.
Thanks, Ryan. Today I will be submitting a new creative request. When you enter Workfront, you can get to this page by selecting this Requests icon here. When you get here, there's a drop-down menu. You can also use this for brand modification, brand reviews, and creative modification requests. I've selected a new creative request for the purpose of this demo. To be sure you have the right request, you can also read this blurb that'll be under the drop-down menu. So let's get started. I've already filled this out. The title of the project is the 2019 Small Business Retention Campaign. You can put a more detailed description of the project here in this box. I've labeled this a level 2 priority. The creative brief I've already uploaded here by dragging it from my desktop. If you don't have the creative brief, you can always find it linked here under Campaign Brief. Selecting this will take you to a new page, and you can download this to your desktop using this icon here. Once you have it downloaded, I like to fill it out and save it, and that way I can just copy and paste my answers down below. But I've also uploaded it here for the creative team. I've selected a 12/1 in market date. It is a regulated communication, and I've included a scheduling consideration since I'll be on PTO. My coworker here can handle any creative needs in my absence. The revision date is 12/19. I'm the project owner. I've included the line of business, the cost center, and the target audience here. Since this is a retention piece, I've marked that here under marketing objective, and I've indicated that Blue Shield is the plan administrator and the reach is 5,000 to 10,000. It's also important to note here that anything that is bolded, you should answer, and anything that's kind of light here, you do not have to answer, but it's good to be as thorough as possible for the creative team. So if I keep scrolling, I've already written out my creative brief here and saved it to my desktop, so now I can just copy and paste the answers like I mentioned earlier. A copy of the SLA can be found here. And for this project, I'll need a digital piece and an email piece. I have multiple deliverables. I don't need a translation. Since I've selected digital and email, these have auto-populated here. So I'll put in my flyer, and then I'll put the Marketo email I need. And again, I'll indicate that I have 2 of each of those here. Once everything has been selected, I can go ahead and submit the request to the creative team.
For creative modification requests, the process is quite similar, but the form isn't as long and a creative brief is not required. Hi, this is Amanda. I'm going to go over how to do a brand review and how to provide feedback in the copy phase. Once the account manager receives your request, he or she will turn it into a project. It will look similar to this, where all the steps and due dates are outlined. Let's say the project has been set up, the brand review process has begun, and you are ready to see what the writer has suggested. In this case, we are working with a marked up PDF. You will see the document that is ready for you to review in your My Updates section. You should also have received an email notification letting you know that it is there. Since this is a document, you should download the file. Make sure you are using Chrome as your internet browser and that your browser settings are configured to download the document instead of opening it in Chrome. When the document opens, take a look at the comments. If you have further edits or need to reply to a comment, do so in the PDF and save it to your computer so you can upload the new file later. However, in this case, I approve of the comments, so I will mark it as approved. Also, every time you approve something in Workfront, go back to the project itself, and add an update to the document, letting the account manager and creative person know that it has been approved, so they can move it on to the next milestone. After you have done that, it will disappear from your My Updates page. Now let's say that we are in the full copywriting phase of a project, and this time it is a Word document. Download the document and review it in Word. Proceed with reviewing the copy and make any red lines via Track Changes. When you are ready, save it to your computer and upload the revised document to the project's copy folder. You will also need to mark the previous document as rejected. Please ignore the yellow button, as we will only be using the green approved or the red rejected buttons. As you see, the document needing your review is no longer in your My Updates page, so you are done with your part for now.
For the design phase, either in concept, design, or blue line approval, when reviewing files in Workfront Proof, I'll give you a demonstration on how to do that. So when you're logging in, after the copy is approved, the work will go into the design phase. So a designer or art director will produce a design file, which will be created and sent to you via Workfront Proof. Workfront Proof is Workfront's internal proofing tool to where you can proof right in Workfront without having to download any files and re-upload them. So let's go into what that would look like. When you do receive a design file for review, you're going to get an email via Outlook. If you're in Workfront, you'll also receive a notification indicating that the designer would like you to approve that proof. Once you also log in your My Updates section, you'll see your proof in this section up at the top. We recommend that in order to provide feedback, you go directly to the Proof button here and go to Proof. By clicking the button here, this will just prompt to download the PDF, but you want to give your feedback in Workfront Proof. So we do recommend, once again, to provide your feedback in the proof itself by going to Proof. Once uploaded, the file will appear, and you'll be able to see the design and all the different pages that it is. You'll see on the left-hand side these thumbnail previews of each page. I just want to call out that the interaction with Workfront Proof is very similar to PDFs, marking up PDFs in Adobe Acrobat. There are some slight differences, but we can go through what those things are. So, first of all, if you're just looking at it, navigationally, there's some things that you can do to view the file how you want. So, to switch between pages, you can either use the preview panel, thumbnail panels here, or you can use the up and down button. You can also view things in a single page view, continuous view, or in a magazine view, where you can drag and scroll to see everything all laid out in one spot. Now let's say if we want to zoom out, we do have a zoom feature here where we can either choose a percentage, or we can manually zoom in, or we even have a zoom mode where you can click this or hold Shift and zoom in on a particular section by clicking, dragging, so the box indicates what section you like to view, and when you let go, it will zoom into that particular section. Now to move around, once again, you'll use the hand icon, and you can grab and drag to where you can see what you're looking at. This also has functionality of rotating or expand to fit width, fit to page, or you can zoom to 100%. So let's go ahead and do a single page view. Now that we've manipulated the file itself to where we want to get it to where we can review it, now it's time to actually provide comments. So in order to add a comment, we're going to click the Add Comment button, and on the right-hand side, you'll see a panel where we can start typing in the comment. But before we do that, we want to select where this comment will live and how it applies to the piece in front of us. So you'll notice that once I clicked Add Comment, right below it, there are some different editing tools which will help define how you mark up your proof. The most common one that you'll use is the text edit. So by clicking the text edit, now when I click, drag, and let go, you'll now see the line follow what copy you're looking to affect. Right now, I'm still holding the mouse button down, and once I let go, some options below my mouse will appear where I can then highlight this text, indicate to delete this text, replace this text, or insert. When I click insert, it will go to the farthest space to the right so that you are inserting text after wherever your marker is. So let's say I want to update a piece of text here. So I can go ahead and if I want to get out of this, I can go ahead and click this X and remove the markup. I can go ahead and drag, and let's say if I just wanted to do balanced, but when I let go, I'll have my text options at the bottom, but let's say I accidentally had A in there, and I just wanted the word balanced. You'll see on the left and right-hand side there are white blocks where if I click and drag, I can edit where this lies, so it just affects the word balanced. You'll also be able to indicate what you're affecting or what you're highlighting on the right-hand side. So if we're looking to replace this text with something else, I've clicked the replace button. It highlights the word that I'm looking to replace, and then I can start typing in the word that I want to replace it with. So we're going to replace balanced with unbalanced. I'm going to click post to save that edit. Some other functionality that is helpful is sometimes when you're marking up text, you want to be able to lift copy from one place and place it in another. So here's how you can do that. We're going to, using the text tool, we're going to highlight a balanced, healthy lifestyle starts with what you eat. So I'm going to click, drag, and get it to where I want it to, and I'll let go. And once again, some options come up. As I mentioned before, I want to pick up this copy and place it somewhere else. So I'm going to go to the post here, and I'm just going to highlight this text, and I'm going to Control-C copy that text. Now that I've copied that text, I don't need to do anything more to this, or I can say, hey, I want to delete this. So I can click that delete, and now we're indicating that we're going to delete this copy, and I'll go ahead and post. And now what I can do is, let's say that copy that was originally here that I've deleted, maybe I want to put it down here. So I'm going to, once again, with my text tool, I'm going to go ahead and click where I want that new copy to be posted. So let's say I want to post it here. I will click here, and right now it's selected on insert. So it knows I want to insert text. So now I'm going to take the copied text that I've copied, and I'm going to Control-V, paste that into this comment here. So now I can go ahead and click post, and now the original copy that I lifted up here is now commented to place here. Another feature that we would use in order to mark up, sometimes when we're dealing with graphics, there's no text for you to mark up. So you can use this rectangle feature. So let's click here, and then we'll go ahead and click and draw a rectangle around what piece we're looking to comment on. So now that I've made my rectangle, I've identified what I'm looking to mark up. Now I can add a comment on what I want to have happen. So I'm going to go ahead and make the comment of make 25% bigger. So at this point, I've made all the edits that I want to make. I also realized that I have other stakeholders that want to see this document too and provide their feedback. I can do this. I can share this file with them directly in Workfront by sharing it with them. On the left-hand side, there's a share icon where it says share proof. And so all I'm going to have to do is enter in their email address. So if I'm Sarah and I want one of my coworkers to review this as well, so let's say Glenn Pierre Blue Shield, and I go ahead and add new recipient, and then I can go ahead and send. Now, I've sent Glenn a link that when he receives this email, a link will take him to this specific page where he can log in and provide his feedback as well and make comments. The person who is the project manager for this request will be the person that will be responsible for making a decision. And making a decision is indicating whether the proof is approved as is or if it needs changes needed. So in order to make a decision, we're going to click the Make a Decision button, and then you'll be presented with two options, approved or changes required. In this instance, since we've provided feedback, we're going to select changes required. If you'd also like an email indicating that you've provided this feedback, you can select Send Me an Email Confirmation. So we're going to go ahead and click that Make a Decision. Next, I will be showing you how to approve a document in Workfront Proof. For this next example, when we look at the design proof, let's say that this design proof is going to be approved. So once again, before we give our approval, let's take a look at the design. So we're going to go to Proof, and we're going to inspect our digital file. And once again, in our instance, if it's too small, we'll go ahead and zoom mode, click, drag, and zoom in. And we'll check our other file as well. All right. And everything looks awesome as we intended it to. So with everything looking good, we're going to make a decision and click Approved. Now at this point, I have approved the file in Workfront Proof, but I still need to do the second portion of the approval process and mention the Creative Studio account manager as well as the Creative Studio team member that we're working with. So now that I've approved in Workfront Proof, I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to go to the project, and in the Project Updates section at Amanda, at Ryan, this design file is approved. All right, now that we're done with our message, we'll click the Update button. And now, as a project manager, I have reviewed the design file, I've approved it in Workfront, and I've approved it in Workfront Proof. Now, I'm done with my process. Today, we've reviewed how to create a request for new creative, provide feedback in Word and PDF in those copy documents, and we've reviewed providing feedback, marking up in Workfront Proof, and providing approval in design for Workfront. If you have any questions, please reach out to your Workfront implementation team.